Hey, it's Mirella Manelli, and today I'm going to show you how to do a beaded volume weft hair extension install using brand new Manelli hair. I'm super excited to give you a sneak peek to these brand new hair extensions. So let's go ahead and get this video started, but please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, share this video with a friend, and now let's go ahead and get started. This is my own hair extensions that I'm going to be launching called Manelli Hair. Now, the real reason why I wanted to create my own hair extension brand was because I was just simply tired of the inconsistencies of the quality of hair extensions that I was using before. I wanted to make sure that there was a lot more quality control. What I love about these extensions, they are 100% Remy human hair. They're gonna last up to 12 months. So they are super long lasting. We put them to the test, colored them, worn them, and I'm just so excited to now bring them to you. Now, Manelli Hair is gonna come in 3 different lengths and in 7 different shades. So you can expect a wide range from dark brown all the way to blondes and blended blondes and rooted blondes. And then the lengths that they're going to come in is 16 inch, 20 inch, and 24 inch. So what I'm going to be installing in my model's hair today are 16 inch in color 1822. The 16 inch is perfect length for just adding the volume without adding too much length. So anytime we're adding length, we're going to need to definitely add in more than just 1 row. But because we're just looking for that volume, 1 row is simply enough. Now, there are 5 bundles. These are coming in 100 grams. So you can expect 20 grams a bundle here. And this is exactly what they look like. So this is what we're installing in her hair. We did go ahead and lightly tone these so that way they can blend in with my model's hair today. So again, super customizable, and you can see this is what one little bundle looks like. It's about 12 inches. So these are pre-cut so that way they fit almost perfectly on almost everybody's head size. We went ahead and toned these so that way it can match seamlessly with my model's hair, and we went ahead and pre-curled them so it can kind of match her natural texture we're going to add in later. Now let's go ahead and start the beaded row install. The first thing that we're going to do for the install itself is we're going to figure out exactly where we're going to place this. So what I like to do is kind of use my hands as a guide to see where that natural curvature of the head is. And this is going to help me decide almost kind of around where I want to add that volume weft. And then I'm going to clean it up with a comb. So now that I have the outline kind of where I want it, what I'm going to do here is just clean this up. Now you want to make sure you're at least like 2 fingers above that ear. You don't want, you know, they wear glasses or sunglasses, anything like that. You don't want that to get in the way. But overall, I have a pretty good guide of where I want that section to be. And I'm just going to go all the way up front, even though we're going to leave some of that front piece out. And I'm just kind of looking for that natural curve of that head. So that's the whole purpose behind using my hands to kind of guide me. So let me show you exactly what that looks like from the side profile. So if I'm kind of connecting my hands in a soft U shape, I'm going to do that right on top here. And this is going to give me an overall guide of where that curvature should be. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now that I have her section completely balanced, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of hairspray to go ahead and secure a lot of these little flyaways so that way they're not fighting me while I put in these beads, because this is going to help me prevent a lot of those crosshairs. The next step is matching up her beads here. So I'm going to be using a medium brown bead so it closely matches her natural shade at the base. So it's really important that you're choosing the right bead color so that way we get a blend in case they happen to poke through for whatever reason. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert silicone beads. So it's really important that you use silicone beads because there is only her natural hair living inside of the silicone beads. So you want that silicone to help be that cushion for the natural hair. And then you also want to make sure you have really clean sections. And just a little tip, if you are inserting your silicone bead, you want to make sure you're inserting it right at the base. So that's going to help prevent any additional crosshairs. So it's really important for you to make sure that all of your sections are evenly spaced and you have the right amount of density inside of these beads. So each person's going to be a little bit different. If they have finer hair, you might be adding in more hair with a deeper section. If they have really coarse hair, really dense hair, you're probably going to take a little bit more of a shallower section. But essentially, you want to make sure that you have enough space on each side of the bead, so that's exactly where the thread's going to go. Next, we're going to be adding in her wefts. Now, there are 5 bundles in total, which is kind of a lot of hair. So what we're going to be doing is just adding in probably 3 wefts, maybe 4. We'll take a look and see how much density my model wants in her hair today. But overall, I'm really excited because these wefts have no mustache, no return hair on them. So they're going to lay really flat, which is amazing. And because they are really thin Genius wefts, right at the base, the seam is really thin, they're going to lay really flat against her head. So these make a really comfortable choice for a hair extension install. We decided that 4 wefts onto this one row is going to be perfect for the amount of volume that we're trying to achieve. You can already see we got lots of fullness going on, and I've went ahead and secured them with some clips. And you're also going to want to make sure that your thread also closely matches the root area. So just like the beads, that's going to be another hot tip for you. Now we're going to go ahead and sew this right on in. So I always make sure that my thread is double threaded and I have a little knot on the end. So this is how I literally secure all of my installs. It just makes it so much easier and not so complicated. I just loop that right on through and now it's nice and secure. So a little tip is that, you know, as you're working with these wefts, you do want to make sure that they're all lined up perfectly, and that way you have a really secure install. And your primary goal is to make sure that you are threading on each side of the bead. So you just want to make sure you are finding those little pockets. You don't want to ever sew through the bead. So I'm just going to continue on sewing on the left side and the right side of the bead with my double thread. Now you can use a nylon single thread. That's a super popular option as well. But I particularly like the double threaded cotton thread because it swells and retracts in the same type of way that natural hair does. So that's what I like to mimic. But there's really no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of preference. The golden rule here is when you are sewing onto this seam line is you want to make sure that that thread is living right on top of that seam line and not on top of it. And this is how you're going to get a really secure install for your hair extensions. So I just love these wefts because you can see we have a really flat install right here, and it's going to be really comfortable, especially when they lay back on their pillow or just like in the car. It's not going to be really bulky in this area. So even though we have 4 wefts going on in this one row, it's actually laying down pretty flush. So that makes it really comfortable. And these are high quality hair extensions. So these are going to last you up to 12 months with proper care at home. And what I love about them is, of course, they're Remy 100% human hair. And because they're human hair, you can customize them with the perfect shade with colors, so that way you can make sure that they match just like they match here with my model's hair. I mean, this is going to look so amazing when we're all done. Now, completely done doing the install. It should take you about 30 minutes or so. As you practice and you speed up with your time, it can actually be really a quick service that you can quickly add a pop of color, some volume into all of your clients. Really happy with this install. We got a nice top thread here. It's really flush. We're ready to go. So now the next step is going to be making sure that it all blends, and that's usually going to require a little bit of cutting. So let's go ahead and take this down so you can see how much this blends. I think overall this looks really, really good. We do have like a couple inches. You can almost see right through here where it cuts off. So even though we got like this cutoff point here, this is going to be a great conversation to have with my client. Make sure that if she wants to try to maintain some of this length or if she wants to match it up. So we decided we are just going to shape this up. She was really liking the length, and honestly, I feel like it looks pretty good. It looks really natural. It has a really good blend. And even though we got this black cape behind this blonde, it's making it look a little see-through, but it's actually quite a bit of hair. So we got a lot of volume going on, and it matches her natural density, which is perfect. Just something to kind of note, you know, sometimes your client will want the added length, which you totally can achieve with one row, but typically you're going to need about two. But overall, I feel like this is just adding an extra 2 to 3 inches onto her hair. So we're just going to bring this line up just a little bit. So what I'm going to be using are some shears that have more of a fatter head. So what these do is actually push the hair so we can get a really natural weight line. We don't want anything super heavy. We want to almost mimic what's going on right on the bottom here. I actually love these shears because you can see how they kind of push the hair. That's exactly what they're designed to do. And sometimes if you feel like your client's hair is super long with hair extensions, you can easily have them stand up for you. But I feel pretty comfortable right where she's at. I think the overall goal with hair extensions is you don't want a really hard line. You want it to look as soft as possible. That's what's going to give it that realistic look. We're going to put all the details to all of the color and all of that also down below in the description. And then my favorite little hack for the very front is to just kind of take out this section right behind the ear. And this is some of her extension hair. So we're going to blend the two together. And my favorite way to do that is by taking the hair and start flipping that up. So I want to create that little bit of a C curve. So you can see this is exactly where that hair extension started. So I don't really want to cut her natural hair so much. I'm just trying to create that C curve right in through there. And I just do this a little bit at a time. And then of course you want to make sure that's going to blend in with that back section. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now that we're all done blending, we just have one more final step to do, which is curl her hair and make sure she leaves the salon looking fabulous. I mean, we already definitely did that. It has a great blend and I think it looks beautiful and really natural because that's ultimately the key. You want the extensions to look completely seamless and like she doesn't have any extensions. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish it off with some Marcel curls, which is my favorite. And here's the final result of my one row beaded volume weft using all Manelli hair. And I really hoped you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. And to learn everything about Manelli hair, make sure you check out manellihair.com or check out the description because I don't even know if the website's going to be done by the time I put out this sneak peek video of these brand new hair extensions, which I'm so excited about. For all the ways you can learn how to work with me, my online courses, my podcast right here on YouTube, you can head on over to MirellaManelli.com and I will see you in the next video.